So in Season 17, we had the introduction of a new damage buff. I'm referring to Radiant, obviously, from Solar 3.0. And for those of you guys that did not know, Radiant actually stacks with Tier 1 damage buffs. So we head over to the buff stacking spreadsheet made by Core Project. I'll leave a link to this at the top of the description for you guys that want to take a further look at it for yourselves. But you'll see that Radiant is a 25% and it'll stack with other Tier 1s. Something important to note that it only stacks with Tier 1, not Tier 2, aka a Well of Radiance. You'll see in the clips that I am not using a well, which is very important. We're using Empowering Rift so we don't do anything funky and overwhelm some of our other damage modifiers with the well standing in it. That's very important. So since Radiant can perform some fun shenanigans with Tier 1 damage buffs, I decided to go ahead and have some fun against the Grasp of Avarice Ogre. So I got my homie Kyle to come help me and give me some Wolfpack rounds. We played around with the Bump in the Night and then the Hezen Vengeance, both of which have demo on it, which is very, very good to auto load our rocket launcher with our grenades, which with the Starfire protocol setup, we obviously will be doing that very, very frequently. Something else that I want to mention is that we also did do a third form of DPS that did not involve any of the rocket launchers. I'm going to say that as a bit of a surprise towards the end of the video. Now, to go along with these Radiant shenanigans, we're going to be stacking it with an Empowering Rift as one of our Tier 1 damage buffs. We then have High Energy Fire on our chest piece, and then we do have things like Font of Might, which is going to be very, very nice. And then we also have Elemental Ordnance to pair with our Starfire to actually try and generate some of those wells for things like our Elemental Charge so we can have our High Energy Fire up. Of course, that is at least the plan. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll the clips. Now that we have the intro out of the way, you guys kind of understand what we're all trying to juggle here. I'm going to go over the clips and what we got. So we have 5 for you, 2 with the Bump in the Night, and then 2 with the Hezen Vengeance, and then the 5th one, the last one's going to be a little bit of surprise. We'll talk about that one later. So the thing that I want to talk about here really is the fact that like trying to juggle a lot of these buffs can be a little bit on the tricky side. No cap, since first of all, I'm trying to use Empowering Rifts instead of just having a well for the entire damage phase. Some of these I'm trying to like throw my fusion grenade and kill an enemy while doing damage, which can be a little bit annoying. However, it can still be kind of fun. Now I will say, obviously, with the Bump in the Night clips, because we're on a solar subclass, we are not going to be proccing Font of Might. Obviously, I know that, okay? However, I still wanted to play around with the Bump of the Night still regardless, because I do really like this rocket launcher. The Demolitionist chill clip is just very, very intriguing to me and having a lot of fun with it. That is the reason that we have the Hezen's Vengeance on to begin with, to test out as well, to compare a little bit with the Bump in the Night, because it is a solo rocket launcher, because we can make use of Font of Might with it with our fusion grenade build on the Starfire protocol. We all know how much it's been stomping around the game ever since Solar 3.0 came out. Now, I just do want to say that I'm not trying to say this is the most optimal DPS that you can do. Not trying to say that I am some pro, all-knowing Destiny wizard that knows everything about this game. Nah, bro, I'm just trying to have some fun with it, playing around with these rocket launchers, just kind of having a lot of fun with the Radiant stacking shenanigans you can do with all the other Tier 1 damage buffs. Just kind of allows for a lot of fun stuff that you really weren't able to do previously. Now, I do want to say one thing that I didn't play around with in here, although I kind of should have, is maybe throw on some form of Spike Grenade Launcher with demo, or maybe auto-loading and then put on like an auto-loading Vorpal Hezen's Vengeance with the Font of Might active. Although mainly for this video, I just kind of wanted to play around with the Demolitionist rockets that I have on me. And anytime I can give the Bump in the Night some screen time, I'm gonna do it. Plus, this also felt like a perfect time to go ahead and give some work to the Hezen's Vengeance, along with the GMs coming out, a lot of the strikes being solar burn. I really wanted to give the Hezen's Vengeance a try and give it an actual proper stage for it to show how good it can do. At least for me personally, Hezen's Vengeance is definitely one of the better rocket launchers. I do like it more than the Ascendancy just because I can get random perks on it. I can actually go for something other than just Explosive Light and Impulse Amplifier. Also, just a fair warning, in this clip there's going to be a huge cringe moment as I whiff a rocket on this giant ass ogre. Bro, I shot him in between his fucking armpit, bro. I don't know how. I do also want to give a huge thank you, shout out to my homie Kyle for getting in here in the dungeon and testing all this stuff with me against this ogre. Do appreciate it, bro, because I needed somebody to have a Gallahorn to give my rockets the Wolfpack round, so I could, you know, it's kind of important to have the Wolfpack rounds when, you know, testing good rocket DPS. And yes, of course, we are spamming our Wither Horde and sending in our Empowering Rift so that we're always having the fusion grenades come back, so we're always able to throw them, able to proc Demolitionists. And once again, remember, we're not using our well because that will really fuck up all of our damage stacking. Radiant only stacks with Tier 1 damage buffs, and Well of Radiance gives a 25%, which is in the Tier 2 of damage buffs. Now, of course, rockets are not the end-all be-all of DPS. There's other forms of DPS you can do, and at the end of it, we decided to get a little bit creative, so my homie went on and put on a tractor cannon. And I went ahead and got a parasite with a full stack of Worm's Hunger. My homie then went ahead and applied a fat, juicy 30% debuff with that tractor cannon. Then I shot my parasite with a full stack of Worm's Hunger, Fontamite, everything. Then I decided, yo, fuck it, bro. Put on some double slugs. I even put on a Sojourners because it was the only solar slug shotgun that I had. And I figured, fuck it, dude. Solar slugs with some fusion grenades in the middle. And then we also hop swapped to Anarchy so we could stand in our empowering rift and still be able to throw our fusion grenades consistently, because our Fortissimo actually has Demolitionist and Vorpal, which is a fat juicer of a roll. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoy. Subscribe if y'all are new. See you on the next one.